excited to have you guys here today. I heard a rumor that Staten Island is in the house. Hey. Welcome. All right, well, we're very excited to get started today. We have just a teensy-weensy little bit of audience participation right at the top of the show. So I'm going to ask you guys to give me an object that is bigger than a bread box, smaller than this room. Xerox machine. A Xerox machine? Did I hear a Xerox machine?
Yes, you did.
I think I heard a Xerox machine. Are we ready?
Once upon a time, there was the best Xerox machine in the whole wide world.
This Xerox machine was so awesome. When I photocopied my ass, it took it from a size 7 to a size 5.
Yeah! This machine was so awesome, it made a 3D image of myself full scale.
This Xerox machine was so awesome, there was never a paper jam.
This Xerox machine was so awesome that when you Xeroxed your face, you looked like Anthony Sabato Jr. circa 1995.
This Xerox machine was so awesome that I could eat chocolate and not gam.
This Xerox machine was so amazing. It never ran out of toner, it never ran out of paper.
This Xerox machine was so great, it cured cancer.
This Xerox machine was so awesome that it only made $100 bills.
This Xerox machine was so amazing, you'd push the red button, and that would be the end of Russia. This Xerox machine was so awesome, it would roll my blunts for me.
The Shroud of Turon was made on this Xerox machine. That's how awesome.
This Xerox machine was so awesome, it could tell me what my blood type was. I still don't know.
This Xerox machine was so amazing, it could fly you to the moon and back, and there and back, and there and back.
And then there was the world's worst Xerox machine.
This Xerox machine was so horrible that every time you made a copy, you got punched in the balls.
This Xerox machine was so horrible. Killed my mom.
This Xerox machine was so terrible, it would punch holes in the middle of the page. That was the middle of the page.
The Xerox machine was so awful that it would put swastikas on all your reports.
This Xerox machine was so horrible, it took 60 minutes to make a printout.
This Xerox machine was so horrible. This Xerox machine was so terrible, it printed in invisible ink. This Xerox machine was so terrible, it would staple your fingers together when you went to get the paper.
This Xerox machine was so awful, it made my ass look 20 times bigger.
This Xerox machine was so horrible that every time you made a copy, it just happened to be a photograph of one of the most embarrassing moments of your life.
Oh! Oh no! The most embarrassing moment of my life.
This Xerox machine was so terrible that the photograph of the most embarrassing moment of your life would be stuck in that machine forever until the next person came along and saw the photograph of your most embarrassing moment. Hey! Oh my God! Kyle, did you see this picture of you at the Christmas party last night?
This Xerox machine was so terrible that it told me I had to go to Iraq.
So I ran. This Xerox machine was so much the worst. Made you sterile. Made you sterile. Sterile.
And then there was the most average Xerox machine in the whole line.
This Xerox machine was so average that you could type in the exact number of copies that you want to be made.
The Xerox machine was so average it printed 2.3 pieces of paper. This Xerox machine was so average it worked at Staples.
This Xerox machine was so average it did color and black and white.
This Xerox machine was so average, there was a paper jam 3 out of 5 times you pushed the button.
This Xerox machine was so average that it broke down only once a week.
This Xerox machine was so average that it would collate.
This Xerox machine was so average that it was in the color of off-white. This Xerox machine was so average it would make my ass look like my ass.
This Xerox machine was so average that it chirped like a parrot when it was turning on in the morning.
This Xerox machine was so average that it had 3 sorters, one for 8.5 by 11, one for 8 by 14, and one for 11 by 14.
This Xerox machine was so average it would have sex with me.
This Xerox machine was so average that I got excellent toner and ink mileage.
And this Xerox machine was so average that I was momentarily blinded because I forgot to put the cover down when I made a copy.
This Xerox machine was so average that if it wasn't plugged in, it wouldn't work. This Xerox machine was so average that in some places you could stick a card in it and it would let you make copies.
This Xerox machine was so average that interns still did not know how to use it. Sorry.
Whoops. Come here for a second. Yes. Your report that you gave in the other day. I don't really know how to broach this with you, but what is it? There's a symbol in the top. It looks like a swastika. Now,
That's a funny thing.
it's not so funny to a lot of people.
No, believe me when I say this, it's not. It's not. I really didn't want it to be funny, but my copy machine at home. This is hysterical. Not that. What I'm about to tell you. It's kind of possessed by the spirit of
Hitler?
Yeah, Yossi and I are not buying that.
I mean,
What's so funny, Carl?
What's so
No, listen, there was just a joke, you know, like we went out last night and something funny happened.
And he farted.
It's so great when that happens. Yeah, you know, and it's a personal little thing and stuff, so.
Cool. If you don't mind, accounting asked me to make a copy of my photo ID, so I'm just going to jump in there for a second. You got that photocopy for me yet? No, I'm trying to make.
The editor just put 87 copies of that PowerPoint presentation to the CEO.
It's been really good known.
What are you looking at? Oh.
What's going on here?
Oh,
Oh, no.
We were just trying to get some photocopies.